Welcome back, everyone, and I'm here again with SBR contributor Jeff Grant, and today we're covering college basketball. The game we're looking at here is the Florida Gators going up against the Kansas Jayhawks. How you doing today, man?
Doing fantastic, Dax. These are two of the top programs in the country. Basically, over the last decade, a lot of that's attributed to the fact that they have two very quality head coaches that could basically make the jump to the NBA anytime, and that's one of the reasons why I think our viewers are going to like what they're going to hear in this contest.
All right, man, but the Gators have actually seesawed through wins and losses over their first 6 games of this season. So in your expert opinion, Jeff, I mean, what do you think the Gators will they be able to find a way to stay above the 500 mark by picking up a victory at Allen Fieldhouse, man?
I basically read and then heard a statistic that Florida hasn't been under 500 under Billy Donovan, the head coach there in Gainesville, since the second game of his second year. Of course, he's been there for almost 2 decades, so that's very important. This is a prideful game for Florida. They didn't perform very well in the battle for Atlantis. They have won 2 of 3 matchups against Kansas under Donovan's watch, so I'm going to expect an all-out effort from the underdog in this matchup.
All right, man. Now, the Jayhawks, they've gone 4-0 straight up and against the spread since their lopsided defeat against the #1 Kentucky. Now, with that in mind, man, do you believe that Kansas will be a legitimate national contender, title contender again?
The Jayhawks only have a chance of cutting down the nets if sophomore guard Wayne Selden Jr. performs at a higher level from the perimeter, because he's been absolutely awful. But yes, Kansas has won its last 4 games. When you look at Selden Jr., he's shooting 26.5% from the field, and also he scored just 4 points and committed 4 turnovers in last year's loss against Florida, a 67-61 setback, Dax. And in that game, Wiggins, of course, the star who's now in the NBA, who's the 3rd overall pick in the NBA draft, he scored 26 points. I'm just not sure that Kansas has the firepower to cover this type of number against the Gators team that's going to be hungry. So, yes, I think they have an outside chance of cutting down the nets, but I think Kansas's main goal is winning its 11th consecutive Big 12 conference title.
All right, so what I'm getting here is that we're probably going to be taking the points on the Gators, right?
Yeah, we're going to take the points here. I don't think Florida is as bad from the perimeter as they're shooting. They rank 271st in the country and shooting 29.5% from beyond the arc. Kansas is 127th in the country in defending the 3-point area. Also, one of my important things in terms of a betting trend, I think there's a lot of betting value for Florida here, because when you look over the history of the Billy Donovan era, when this team has failed to cover 3 or more consecutive games, that basically means they've been overvalued against the line. In their next game, they've been 25-12 against the spread during his time in Gainesville. So I think that's going to be enough to stay within the number, especially since Kansas is 1-5 against the spread in its last 6 against SEC opponents. And why is that important? Because those games have come against the likes of Florida and Kentucky. So I'm going to grab the 9 points with the Gators against the Jayhawks on Friday.
All right, Jeff, thanks a lot, man, and we'll talk some more college hoops again next week.
Thank you.
No problem, man. And for SBR Picks, this is Dax Floyd.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.